And if you do have this training, no matter where you live, in a solitary place or in the middle of a city, wherever you are in the arana, in the retreat places, in the secluded area, you can stay. Unlike there are people who would say that, no, it's too lonely, I cannot stay here, I have to go tomorrow, I can only stay for one night. There are Dharma teachers who would visit different monasteries, but if the monastery is too secluded, they don't want to stay there for even one night. They would feel that this is too quiet, this is not what I want. And then they would go to a different monastery that locates in the city and would say, no, this is just too chaotic, I don't want to stay here for even one night. So maybe there's really no monastery that is good for you. And that the reason behind it is because that person cannot transform suffering and happiness into enlightenment. I think people are very different. The kind of people who can really transform happiness and suffering into enlightenment, they can practice at any place. Practice at a secluded area or chaotic area. They wouldn't keep on complaining about it being too secluded or too noisy. In fact, they wouldn't complain at all, but there are people who would complain about everything. All appearances have turned into enemies for them. Whatever people around you are like, good or bad, the bad people who's full of greed, anger, and ignorance, the good practitioners can get along with them. And they can probably use very skillful ways to help them to develop inner realization. And for the good practitioners or good friends, the practitioners can also get along with them. The true bodhisattvas, the ones who can truly transform happiness and suffering into enlightenment, they can accept the good people as well as the bad ones. Whatever you have to listen to, praise or condemnation, good words or bad, you never feel the slightest fear that it would bring you down in any way. There are people who would receive different kinds of slandering or maybe compliments, the so-called good and bad. They can accept all of them. They won't be afraid of the things that they won't be afraid of losing things. This is the kind of practitioners who can be called the lion-like yogi, the lion-like practitioner. Because this person has already attained the realization of no self. That practitioner knows that within samsara, after suffering it is happiness, and after happiness it is suffering. There's really no certainty no intrinsic existence of suffering and happiness. In the ultimate truth, everything is empty. When suffering appears, they would feel, oh, this is my opportunity to practice. When happiness appears, oh, this is my opportunity to practice. So for people who can transform it, they are not going to waste suffering nor happiness. They will see such opportunities. Of course, you need a long period of practice so that you can actually use it when suffering comes. Otherwise, you won't be able to use it right away when adversities happen to you right away. When people slander you, when your parents die, and so on. Whatever happens to you, maybe the happy things such as compliments and happy things, or sadness happens to you, such as hearing slandering and so on. In fact, you won't feel happy because of the things you want, and feel sad because of the things that you don't want happen to you. So I think this kind of teaching is really suitable for the modern people, especially if you can practice on it. There are people who, there are Kenpos, they would go out and have a summer field trip together. At first they would argue, and then later they don't want to see each other anymore. In fact, this is not being able to transform happiness and suffering into enlightenment. I don't think that really happens, doesn't it?
就这样的话，那我们这个社会可能没有修好苦乐专为大用，现在肯定不会的，
I think after this teaching, people won't do that anymore.
我们很多人呢，最关键的是人际关系处理不好的话呢，确实是经常呢，
in fact, you will create lots of obstacles for yourself as well as the path of practice if you cannot relate to others very well. In fact, in the samsara, not everyone could make you satisfied. Everyone has very different habitual patterns. There are people coming from Jambulipa, the ones coming from Paragoyana, and the ones coming from celestial realm and from hell realm. Not everyone's going to suit your ways of thinking. So, for the ones who can transform happiness and suffering into enlightenment, they can really get along with anybody. But if your personality is just too different than everyone, just like the different shapes of yak horn, they're very curvy and every yak horn looks very different. If you want to fit them in an organized way in one bag, it is not possible. There are people like that too. So at any time, I really hope that you can look into your own mind. I'm saying this because I consider that I am quite experienced in it. In Larongga or any other places, I think I do have good, I do practice it, and I think I get along with people from wherever they are. Maybe it's because I'm quite arrogant about it, or I'm really proud of it. But I can get along with people who's atheist, who's theistic, who's monastic, and the lay practitioners. I get along with the authorities. I get along with my gurus. I get along with my disciples. I get along with people with different view, though I would probably tell them my point of view, but I don't really hold a grudge afterwards. I also would explain my different view. I think this is really, I think I can do it only because I practiced up on the teachings I received. Because you know my personality from my childhood. When I was a student, I fight with many people. In Tibet, when we want to fight with the other kids, we would then set a time and we would say we would fight. We would have a fight under this tree or beside the other spring or so. We would then we would set a time or schedule so that we can fight together. That's what we do at least. But now, after coming to Larongga, I don't really fight with others, right? After coming to Larongga, I never really told everyone that now let's go to the mandala, let's fight over there, let's go to the hotel, let's fight over there, at the gate of hotel, let's fight over there. So, just like a lion, just like a snow lion who can freely wander at the snow mountains and not afraid of any other wild animals and beasts, A good practitioner, in fact, can be strong in any circumstances and at any place. Nowadays, many people do not have any sense of security. Why is that? Because they're so afraid of how other people would look at them, other people's view of them, and don't want to expose themselves, the true personalities. But if we can be a good practitioner, then we can be just like the great lion. The Satyasiddhi Shastra that is translated by Kumara Jiva, I think quite famous in mainland, talks quite a bit about the refutation from Mahayana to Hinayana, especially the part where the Hinayana thinks of as true existence. And within it, it says that the wise and the foolish both experience happiness and suffering. However, the difference is that the wise do not generate greed towards happiness nor repulsion towards suffering. This is in fact quite different, because everyone would experience happiness and suffering, same as monastic and lay practitioners, everybody. As long as you have not attained the first bhumi or the arhat, the fruition of arhat that transcend desire, then you will. But why the wise ones could transform the happiness and suffering into enlightenment, but the foolish ones can't? Because the wise ones do not feel painful, do not feel anger when he's going through pain, and do not generate greed and create more karma when he experiences happiness. And there's a huge gap, a huge difference between the mundane and the foolish and the wise. And then whatever you do, your mind will be happy, peaceful, spacious, and relaxed. The ones who can practice this, wherever you are, whatever you do, whomsoever you associate yourself with, whatever you eat, whatever you dress, you can do anything. And there's really, you're not constrained to a specific thing that you want. The wise ones, maybe he can wear something really luxurious and really beautiful, but he can also dress like a beggar. He can not give any care about whatever he dresses and wears. He can eat the delicious food, and he can eat something that doesn't taste good at all, because his mind is in fact quite spacious and relaxed, and the body might be living in this, and the whole attitude will be pure, and everything will turn out excellently. Though this person's body may not be living in this impure world of ours, in this degenerated age in the cities, and people's body live in this impure realm, but your mind will experience the splendor of an unimaginable bliss like the bodhisattvas in their pure realms. This is really quite profound. So I really hope that you could read it again and again, study this text. Even if you cannot be like the bodhisattvas who don't have any suffering at all, but at least if you understand the teaching in this and slowly familiarize yourself with it, then I'm sure you will experience a lot of change in your life. Just like how people would suffer from chronic disease, if they can take medicine consistently and take care of their body slowly, then eventually there's a possibility for them to heal. Living in this world, though our body is impure, in this world that is impure, that is degenerated, there are lots of people with different wrong views and so on, but our mind, in fact, if we can practice transforming happiness and suffering into enlightenment, then we can experience this splendor just like the Pure Land, such such as Mahastama, Prata, Bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva, and Manjushri, Bodhisattva, Kshitigarbha, and all of them. So wherever you go, you're not going to be bothered by afflictions. You're not going to be tortured by pain. So I really hope that we can live in this mundane world, eat and drink and sleep like such, but our mind can transcend this mundane world. It can no longer be so sensitive and so painful all the time. So I really hope that we can do it.